Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, it really helps. So today I'm going to bring you a long-term review of this electric screwdriver. So this is not a very powerful screwdriver by any means. It's for precision jobs, so small electronic screws, and for example the screws that you'll find inside cell phones and other smaller screws. So it won't be able to do anything like woodworking or anything like that. So this is for small, extremely small stuff. This happens to be made by a company called Miniware, or also by the parent company called E-Design, and this specific one is the model number ES15. If you can see right here below the button, it says ES15, so that's the model number. As far as I can see, it's completely made out of stainless steel. So everything that you see here, nothing is plastic besides this part, of course, that houses the screen and the button. Everything other than that is metal. On the top, you will see that there's a USB-C port, that's for charging, and this is also a smart screwdriver, so you can change the settings in a text file inside the computer, and it saves the settings when you make the changes over the computer. Also, you can use this USB-C port to upgrade the firmware, and since I've had it for the last just over 1 year, there have been around 5 firmware upgrades that have introduced new features. So yeah, it has a very simple UI. It has 2 buttons. You can see the one up top that says set, and then there's a button right here, and on the other end there's a standard quarter-inch hex collet that accepts hex bits, and there's one other kind that I don't know what they're called, but you can see these 2 ears on either side, here and here. So if you have specialty bits that go here, it will also accept them. I'm not sure what they're called, but it does accept those as well. So it does have a magnet, so you'll see once I put it here, you'll hear a click. There you go. It's not a very strong magnet, but it does the job, so the bit doesn't fall out. Next, it does have a 360-degree ring light. Anytime you're using the screwdriver, it turns on, and it turns off by itself by a delay that can be so there are 2 options. Either it goes off as soon as you leave this key, or you can have a 5-second delay, so that's configurable in the menu. So for now, I'm just going to show you the screen. So right here, so starting from the top, you'll see that 3 written here, so it has 5 speed settings, and right now I have it at the middle option. Second, you'll see this A with the 2 circles going around, so that tells you that it's an automatic mode. Just in a few moments I will show you all the modes that it has and what does automatic actually mean. Then you have a battery indicator, and at the bottom you see that IMP written. So this also has a very weak impact setting, so it's not too strong, but it's nice to have it. I don't really use it, but I just put it on so I could show you guys. So let's see what modes does it have. So right now it's an auto mode. So what does that mean? So this has a built-in gyroscope in it. So when I press it, and then I can turn, and you'll see, depending on how much I turn it away, it spins that fast. And I can do the same thing for opening or loosening screws. If I go the other way, so if I go clockwise, then it's tightening. If I go the other way, then it's loosening the screws. So like righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, it follows the same principle. You twist to the right, it goes clockwise. If you twist to the left, it goes anti-clockwise, and it works in any orientation. And the best part I like about this is you can actually control the speed. You see, I can make it go extremely slowly, or about 500 to 800 RPM. I don't really remember what the maximum is, but you can see on the website they do offer some good specs. So let's look at the other options. So right now we are at automatic, so you have to press it, I believe 1, 2, 3. So you press it 3 times, then it gives you all these options. So up top is automatic, then you have plus. If I leave it here, so whenever I press this button now, it's just going to tighten the screw. And this is not speed sensitive, by the way. Similarly, 3 presses again. Now I will let it do loosening the bolts. Same thing. As soon as I press the key, it starts, and it stops when I release it. And the last option. Now this is the safe mode. Here, it's just like a keypad lock of sorts. it doesn't really activate even when it is, especially when it's in storage. So yeah, I like to keep it in this mode whenever I'm storing it. So for now, I'm just going to bring it back to, let's say, automatic. All right, let's see what the stop key does. So if I press it once, you'll see that it cycles between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the speeds. So at 1, let's go back to the single direction mode. It's easier to see. So this is 1, 2, 3. So as you were able to see, going between these settings, it doesn't really change the speed of the rotation. All it does is it has built-in torque settings, like you will see on bigger drill machines, cordless ones or corded. So it only applies a certain amount of torque on the screw, so it doesn't strip out. So this is basically a rudimentary torque setting. So 5, it applies all the torque it has, and 1 is the least amount of torque. So that's why I leave it at 3. Now let me show you how you can actually change the rotation speed. So for that, you have to keep holding it, and then you can see this is the maximum speed, 470. You can go to 220, 360, and 470. So that's the speed setting. Then I'm pressing this once again. So this is the sensitivity for that gyroscopic setting, the automatic one. So I leave it at medium. Then you have the impact on and off. Then you have the retreat. So this basically, after tightening any screw, it just goes slightly in the opposite direction so the bit doesn't get stuck. It's a nice option. I don't use it a lot, but it's there if you want it. All right. So light has a delay or off. Off means as soon as you lift off this key, the light turns off. Delay has a 5-second delay. Then your backlight, you can make it brighter or dimmer. I leave it at 3, medium setting. And then beep. I don't like beeps, so I always turn it off. And then the language. I don't know what that is. So if I have to guess, I say it's Chinese because that's the origin of this screwdriver. And then this is battery protection mode. I don't really know what it does, but it's there. And then you have your hardware and software version. And that's about it. I really like it. I bought it so that I can have an easier time assembling and disassembling electronics, and I've used it every single time I'm opening a piece of electronics. So it's not cheap, let me tell you that. I paid around 120 Canadian dollars for this. They might be a bit less or more expensive right now, I'm not sure, but this is not a cheap gadget by any means. You will find much cheaper ones, but the build quality and all the other features this had, at that time I felt like nothing else was offering what this was offering at that time. So yeah, if I were to buy this, if I had to make the same decision again, knowing what I know now, I think I would buy this again. Even though it's not cheap, but I really love it. All right, that's all I had for you guys today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.